Okay. Ready. Start. Episode 10. The Beast. They call me once a boy, wanting to see the world and its fruits, now exploring, with blood in my lips. Before changing, I was great adventurer, one of daggers, hiding stealthily for high bidders, getting items for those of coin. Unfortunately, turn for the worst when ancient used my skill to manipulate me into a magical creature at night. Common tongue, a werewolf. For those Bungarara, chained to an instant of power and moon, with more work being worked on, became permanent feature. A boy at 16 becoming an abomination, walking through walls of stone where cults worship Invictus me. And with rites and hours of ritual, releasing my natural creature's power, then metal on metal to enhance the body, given bodies of old and young to keep me fed instead of coin, a endless hunger that drowning on lights. A dark artificer of magical means gifting more metal, unique upgrades, a tool being passed on from one bad group to another. This continued for years until the building collapsed. Of age, as time affecting the foundations, cruising one dark clan, burying me within. Through my eyes, the landscape no longer grey, the right ended and the colour coming back, fear flowing from the buildings, some left over from the necromancer's work, fresh meat, blood so sweet. Walking with a clinking metal, the beast continued past bar through the open doors to the outside for fresh air, blood smearing down a grey fur. Grabbing bodies, dragging them back outside in piles, making necromancer's work into lumps in the street, lighten up by torches. Light. It starts taking off the clothes, getting to the uncomfortable zones, teeth clenched, ready to strike flesh. Woman body, a old cloth holding breast, now bare into air as the beast bites deep into the meal. Slowly the feast continued from the body to body, hunger ever more consuming. 20 bodies eaten by the time 2 figures come round the corner. Guards with light armour, steel swords, they ran forward before too late. The time they get to the bodies, the beast already unclothing them for more flesh, until 2 other beings enter the area from a different location. 1 sniff of silver, 1 not. Beast without hesitation, starts to cast some animation magic. A small piles of gooey where the remains bones, teeth, skin, for later consumptions, while sensing alert as the primal instinct sees danger on them. Got a lot of silver. Now two moving, splitting up, one left, one right, getting advantage with quick speed, yet one on the right silver and the left not a threat. So the creature down the road slowly prances forward, getting closer, paw by paw, metal paws and normal paws, hand on all fours, strolling towards the enemies. Been a long time since meet and an adventurer, let alone one with material that can strike them. The consuming, the gurgles of desire curling into mind, the flesh, taste, yet the mind stable, able to counter it and be steady. Light from the torches flickering of the beast as keeps the eyes perspective sweet, ready to jump from ground as a lunge at less dangerous one. Quickly in seconds, paws rip, clawing through the light padded armor, scratching the arms, two left arms flopped, then shrieking disabled legs, falling the body of a woman onto the ground, blood spraying up the claws and the ground. Voltgar, I want to choose my life now. The last words of the human as teeth drive deep into the body, not even the cloths removed, as the beast hungered, uncontrolled wrath, feasting joy and the flea blood of everywhere, not stopping the metal claws, teeth and fangs. The beast, not aware enough to notice that now in the air, suspended by 4 pillars of pure silver, stabbing into one arm, a part chest, and unable to move. 2 missing vital parts, still inconvenient for the wolf. Above the half-eaten body, the white fur sizzling on the silver. But slow. One quick twist, push with the legs, lurches out the trap, and now able to pull safely away from the poles. The attacker throws a metal pool spear, and in reaction, the beast twisted in the air and threw it past the attacker and destroying the wall of a house terrace where the pole sticks in the wall opposite side. The family were huddled, getting the children to bed with difficulty with the sounds outside, yet the surprise on the face seeing the beast. Dread and fear following as the beast scents fresh meat, more consuming, yet then the attacker crumping up as an aura finally hits as a psychic attack into the mind. Voltgar, stunned by the body of Theo and the power of wolf now flowing from reality into the dreamy, hard, choking nightmare, the old home. The wolf turned to speed into the family home to eat some more flesh, the aura appearing as if this is a boss fight. The legs flimsy, walking again in a different plane. Effect, seeing blood-stained Theo body shocking. The first sizzling, the walls coming back, the room with the table, two adults looking down at a boy, a child, answering to noble education. Stares of empty eyes, no light, yet a boy wants light. The warmth of the fire in the void, eating him again. Light, the warmth of the figure in the void, eating him again. Sorry, the fire in the void, eating him again. Breathing short and raspy. This must be a psychic attack in the mind. Walking as old person in a kitchen, seeing hot plates. The window, too nice nature landscape beyond. The food resting, yet the room covered in layers of dust. The old recipe books, parchments are passed down and newer used or removed. Cobwebs in seams of counters. Cobwebs in the seams of the counters. Soon walking out into the dining room, full of vegetables being prepared, laid out, green beans, asparagus and leeks. Also wool, needles of clothing, old cloths from worn by time, brother hand-downs, ready for next child to fit. Never allowing to choose new or old. 3 old paintings never been dusted. Displayed children, 1 baby, 2 older toddlers, all not looking like present day. Moving out of dinner room to a lounge area that's connected by corridor, which cabinets contain lanterns of old and new for the corridor lighting, as no windows bring light after dark. Walking past the door into the large fireplace and lounging where inside is a conversation getting heated. 2 adults think they know everything, yet ironically the teaching mean nothing years later, as they just rules and regulations to follow to keep dysfunction, forcing a boy to follow nobility, family, public, happy. Slowly walking upstairs with landing flat along on the part stair, wood shaking each step, heavy yet a young child rushing upstairs or stealthy. The fear being told to do another job or be conversations, which is still going on a toxic fumes pouring out of the room behind. On the last step, there a picture of a lake and a manor, a lady with an apple portrait, apple tree behind as an heirloom of the house. A apple rotten, the picture changing to eye move, then black ink pouring to the floor, must be side effect of the attack. I wonder how to wake up from this. Hope it's seconds out there, wolf killing her. I'm used to losses, companies in combat, but this one hurt more. A bond of strengthened to mutual, to be held with someone that understands deep life, and missing her. Water flowing from the body at the side. Creepy. I hope they are okay. Hope to bury Filio remains What about the music fair? What others going to do to find out she's gone? Spiraling, the floor changed to red carpet instead of cream. The picture corner eyes as a person looking down an empty hand, a finger's clawing out, reaching Voltgar with difficulty. Long claw knife hands, walking away from the uncomfortable figure, continued to move around the manor, moving past the living space where abusive live. Large room with painting patterns and top stress tapestries. Apple that's changed to black rot. In the picture, there 3 wooden windows flaps shutting cold out, or airflow. 4th window hanging over a light shining, and there's a bed frame, large 2 side tables with books of history of poor or poo books by local nobles, flexing their own reach. Old fools, undistracted observations. Unstricted observations. Walking away the room, walking down the corridor with handrail that can look over the landing below the staircase. On the wall, another painting of a landscape of beaches side, where it was rarity to see. Never seen a coast since 6-ish. The adult continued while the water rising all over the manor's floors. Some more rooms walking past, and cabinets with old style cloths and old shoes left for next children to pick up again. Past the guest room with no one in it but sun through large window that can be opened to a balcony. Light of the evening, but darkness bleeding through the wooden planks. A room for bathing for more adults than children, more freedom, yet only used by those lived by. Passing another room opposite, storage unit. Old room used to be Uxon the Third. There, just threatening rather than friend or family. The days that would trust them long past. Only small, like tolerance exist that can be severed. Walking past a sparks starts to catch. The smell of smoke starts to build up, so shutting the door to reduce the smouldering in Uxon's room. Now looking at Ericus II. Ericus II's room. Now becoming a living space. Other room once mine, now study. A study room for good boys to use to keep up with past or progress in local provinces. Here where the hammer blows, when safety finally got lost in dysfunction as only place to run off to break up the days and the pressure. This broken by 2 parents stand close by, saying opposite what their actions have done to me. Words loosed with venom, sugar coated, sweet to the ears. The blows that feel each time say they care. They provide a roof, gave things, help things. Yet a boy is not safe, hurt from confusion. Continues reactive abuse, manipulation, gaslighting, losing the soul, the mind, and the body. In years of survival mode, saying that that's not safe here. Yet the boy, in a constant survival mode, the torture being normalized, tried to help those of the abuse. Him, even when bruises over the cast him, trying to make his blunder better so they can't interact more. And finally they moved on, even though they stepped into safety. Two parents left the room and past the adult, watching from the door, weeping if he could. Understanding the situation and being a beacon, hope, the room, understandable. Soon the red flame, smoke, and a black ink cutting out the floor, and stone walls, a body in the corner slowly materializing, a werewolf, choosing to come into my mind, yet here ends the story. Before the flames engulf the transition from the manor to the temple, a monastery, calm breeze, a community of peace and calm sounds. Then waking up to the street, now covered in more bodies of guards of arms, werewolf enjoying their feast, and those mysterious people who stood to fight for the people of Oakley, even paid. The glutton wolf continued, and Voltgar in that moved, rushing to the body of Filio, dry from the tears of past, shaking up but remains of Filio here, so starts to collect in a jar. Only half fish remained from the body. The large jar could hold it, and most of it's in the stomach of the beast. And that is the end of episode